has made us convene this initiative. And it is actually quite basic. We have said for many years that the SGR project is not economically viable. It has been demonstrated now and accepted by government and written in a government report that this railway cannot service its debts. And that is something we said from the outset, even before it was built, that the debt would be paid by the Kenyan taxpayer. And that is what is happening now. Now, the Kenyan taxpayer is paying the debt. The contract between Kenya Railways and Kenya Ports, which is known as a take-or-pay agreement, requires Kenya Ports to give a certain amount of cargo to Kenya Railways so that they can pay the debt. But because it is not possible, if you look at the financials, it is not possible for that railway to pay the debt. So that contract is moot. The rationale, the public rationale that this is for purposes of servicing the debt of the railway is untenable. And that being the case, there is no public purpose for enforcing this take-or-pay contract. It doesn't matter. We, as the taxpayers of Kenya, are paying for that loan very dearly for a project that is not economically viable. There is no reason other than private greed of powerful people to enforce that contract and shift the port logistics from Mombasa to dry docks, which are country, whether it is in Nairobi or whether it is in Mombasa. This is state capture. This is the thing we are calling state capture. The state has been captured. There is no public or economic justification, in fact, for building the extension of this railway from Nairobi to Naivasha at the cost of 150 billion shillings. There is no business for it in Naivasha other than to take it to land owned by private individuals, powerful individuals, so that they can grow their businesses there. Yeah. So what we are seeing is a systematic use of power and take it from the people of Mombasa at the expense of the people of Kenya, because we are the ones who are paying the loan, and take that business to private land, where we have seen the President Uhuru Kenyatta offering land to the President of South Sudan, offering land to the President of Uganda to build dry docks. What he's doing is he's using public resources and public office to direct resources to where it will benefit his personal and his family interests. So this is why we are having this, and we will not stop. That's why we have been stopped, but we will not stop. Thank you very much.
Fight for their county. It's not the only one across the country. There's also Save Lamu, which you have heard of, and we hope that this beginning of Okoa Mombasa shall begin other Okoa Kiambu, Okoa Kirinyaga, Okoa Siaya, and others. We will only achieve our goals of owning our counties when citizens come together, whether they are women's groups, trade unions, workers, peasants, civil rights organizations, when we all come together to fight for what is good for our counties. This is not where the country has to go. And then we put pressure on that. What we are hearing, what we are doing today is to ask about this SGR, ask about why, if SGR is good, kama ni kitu kizuri, why do you force people to go on it? That's a simple question. If it is effective, if it's efficient, if it's timely and cost effective and cheaper, don't force people. They will know what to do. But when you force people and then you see the consequences of less employment, people getting poorer and more destitute, then you know there's something fishy, something smelly, something wrong, something absolutely that must be stopped. So that's the biggest question today. And when CS Macharia tells us the directive is suspended, but they don't put it in the Kenya Gazette, they don't put it in writing, you have to doubt it. It's called closing space. That is what you know, that rights of people are being shortened. Our rights are being taken away. And the only reason why our rights are taken away is because somebody somewhere in power is either doing something wrong or wants to do something wrong. That's the only reason. Otherwise, you'll enjoy your rights. If I'm not fearing anything, I'll give you your rights. But if I fear you will attack me and criticize me and expose me, then I don't want you to speak, I don't want you to meet, I don't want you to have a right of freedom of assembly, like for us to assemble wherever we want, whenever we can, how we want, as long as it is non-violent. These are the issues that are at stake here. These are Mombasa issues, yes, but they're also national issues. And we want Mombasa now to take the lead. Mombasa must show us, and Mombasa people must come out and support these initiatives of Okoa Mombasa. This is your county. This is where your people, your own people. It is your own issues. If you don't come out and support it, who will do it? Hakuna Yesu atakuja kuchukua. It's your own issues. You must solve it. Nobody else. So you must come up together now and push these issues as best as you can. But I can tell you this, Okoa Mombasa will succeed. Mombasa will succeed in rescinding that directive of the regime on SGR. And Okoa Mombasa will also hold Mombasa County people accountable. This is not just about SGR. It's not just about CT2. It's about Mombasa.
President has let us down very badly. We need, I think badly, I mean, I'm sorry, because he is somebody I knew as a child, he was a child, I was not a child, and I thought he had more potential. He'll be more involved in the basic problems of the country, and that, I'm afraid, hasn't happened. And I was going to try to give concrete examples today as to where I think he has violated the Constitution again and again, and how, in a way, the whole idea of devolution has been undermined in the way that we had conceived it. So I hope you will come back when we meet again, and then we will have more time for a leisurely discussion, and we are hoping that other countries will also take account of how we can make devolution more effective than we have. If you study what's been happening in counties, some have done a good job, others haven't done such a good job. And our hope was that we would begin to discuss the kind of issues, structures in which all counties will do well. And as you know, there are some violations of the law, people are going to go to court. So we do need a very thorough, but the particular issue that we were going to discuss today is the question of devolution. As you know, devolution, structure of government at that level has been a topic of quite great importance in your own devolution. But in other countries, in other parts of the country as well, the whole question of devolution, I think, needs to be reviewed. My own view is that when we were concluding what we call the Bomas Constitution, we had an extremely good scheme for devolution. I think it would have created not 47 or so counties, but smaller. I can't explain in detail, but if the meeting had taken place, I would have done that. You would have understood exactly what was recommended by Bomas and what we have ended with. I think, nevertheless, it is very important that we have introduced the concept and the practice of devolution. I think it plays an important role in restructuring of what are people from many different traditions and styles and religions. So I believe that there is a great potential in the scheme of devolution for us, and I think left to the counties, they would have achieved a great deal more than they have. If you are really interested in this, I would say read the chapter in the Constitution on devolution. It's an extremely good, fair structure. But very few people really have read. Very few people in government actually have read those articles in the Constitution. If they had read as they should have and understood as they should have the kind of problem that my colleague mentioned about the SRG, we would not have come across. I have absolutely no doubt that what the president did was completely unconstitutional. I have no doubt of that. I can give you the article in that chapter which shows that he